If you're an Amazon business owner doing at least $10,000 a month and you're looking to launch your second or third store, do not open a brand new seller account. And if you watch this video until the end, I'll show you exactly why using a brand new seller account is kind of like trying to win the Formula One in a car like this. So instead of opening a brand new store, consider acquiring an already existing Amazon store from a business which is about to shut its doors, and then leverage their seasoned, established Amazon store so you can increase cash flow by getting daily payouts in full from Amazon. You can win the buy box more as they come with thousands of seller feedback. You can scale right out of the gate as they often have millions of dollars in sales history and trust on the platform. And you can avoid stockouts and make more profit margin with higher inventory limits. And finally, sell more profitable, high demand products and ASINs, as these older stores often are ungated in thousands and thousands of brands. And if you give me 21 days, we'll get you selling on a trusted, established Amazon store. And if it doesn't perform, you pay nothing and you get to keep the Amazon store. One of our clients, Wilson, he acquired a legacy store from us, which was opened before 2006. And this store helped him grow faster than ever before because his cash flow hits his bank in full every single day. Or Ty, he acquired an established store from us, which helped put him on track for $1 million per month this year. Or Feeman, who's acquired over 10 established stores from us for his different companies, which has maximized his sales and cash flow and his profits while diversifying and reducing his risk. Or Chris, who went on to build a 7-figure business in less than 6 months using an established store from us. But not only that, we work with brands like Jim Cockram, Titan Network, Amazing.com, Neil Twa, Amy Wees, Norm the Beard Guy, Crescent Cow, Flash Pricer, Carbon 6, and many, many more. So back to how it works. If you think about building and scaling your Amazon business, it's kind of like winning a race. To be successful, you need 2 key things to win. You need to have a great driver, which is the products, the capital, the team, the dial systems and processes, all really, really critical in any business. The second thing you're going to need is a great vehicle, which is the actual Amazon store you're driving. You see, the problem is most of the market is obsessed with, number one, the driver, which is the systems, the team, the capital, the products to sell, the latest hacks and tricks, all important, but they often overlook the actual vehicle they're driving, as not all Amazon stores are created equal. For example, you couldn't put Lewis Hamilton, who's a top Formula One racing driver, you couldn't put him in this old banger, expect him to win the Formula One. It just wouldn't work, right? So to win any race, you need to have both a great driver, but you also need a great vehicle. Now, let me break down why opening a brand new Amazon store can be like trying to win the Formula One race in a car like this, and why many of the top 1% Amazon sellers are actually acquiring older, more established Amazon stores from our company, ecomstores.com, to increase their chances of winning on the platform. The first reason is they increase your cash flow. You see, all brand new stores will hold about 40% of your cash flow in reserve at all times, which really restricts the rate at which the company can grow because you can't reinvest that money into inventory or launch new products because it's all kind of stuck in the reserves. But what many older stores have that are open before July 2016 is they do not hold any funds in reserve, which we call these stores no reserve stores, which means you have 40% more cash flow to grow the business and of course pay yourself. And this is a screenshot of 2 separate stores that have both generated $225K in sales in a period. Let's just do the maths in both scenarios here. Stay with me. So 225K in sales, minus 4,500 refunds, minus 89K in expenses, minus 113K held in reserve. That leaves about 19K paid out to the business owner. Now let's look at the other store, which does not have a reserve. So same 225K in sales, 8,700 in refunds, 50K in expenses. That leaves, after all that, 165K, which is paid out to the business owner in full, compared to the 19K in the other example, just because the store does not have a reserve. And that's why businesses with slower cash flow cycles struggle, because they have less money to reinvest to compound their growth. So to continue on that example, I've just rounded up the 19K to 20K. So when that's reinvested into inventory and sold, this could produce 24K. This is assuming a 20% profit margin. Then when that 24K is reinvested, it could turn into 28K and so on. On the flip side, that's why businesses with faster cash flow cycles win, because that 165K can be reinvested into inventory, which when sold could turn into 200K, which when reinvested could turn into 220K and so on. And that's how businesses grow. And this compounds over months and years, just like compound interest does, which can compound into millions of dollars of found profit as you roll into year 2, 3, 4 and beyond. And especially if you're looking to sell the business for a multiple of your profit one day. as businesses are obviously valued on a multiple of profit. So which of these businesses do you think has a higher chance of success and making money for the business owner? The top or the bottom store? You see, low cash flow is one of the biggest killers on Amazon. It's just hard to compete against sellers who have a faster cash flow cycle than you. And what's crazy is we get these really rare old stores that were opened before 2006, and they pay in full every single day. And we call these legacy or daily pay stores. And they're literally the greatest stores for cash flow in any Amazon business. Look, if that's all you need to hear so far, then go ahead, click this ad, go to the next page and schedule a demo with me or my team so we can see if we can help or just get you pointed in the right direction before you launch your business. And this is not a high pressure sales call at all, because remember, if our stores don't perform, then you pay nothing. So we're not incentivized to sell you on a store. That's really not going to be a fit for you. There's a few things to know before you book a call. Number one, if this is the first business you're starting, then unfortunately we can't help you as we're not going to be a fit for you. The second thing is, if you're currently suspended on Amazon, we also can't help you until you get your previously suspended stores reinstated. But if you're doing over $10,000 a month on Amazon now, and you're looking to launch your second or third or fifth store, and you want to maximize your cash flow, your sales and profit, then there's a good chance we can help. Anyway, the second reason many of the top 1% Amazon sellers are acquiring more established, older stores is because you win the buy box more. You see, new stores have zero seller feedback or positive selling history, which makes it harder to win share of the buy box, which prevents you from making sales. And this means you have to drop your prices on the products you are selling just to win the buy box, which also means your profit margins get squeezed and leads to selling products at a loss. Whereas if you're using an established store, you might have thousands of seller feedback, or in this case, 196,000 and millions in sales history on the store, which really means you've got a higher chance of winning the buy box without having to lower your prices, so you can make more sales and profit and grow your business faster. And the third reason is to diversify and reduce their risk, so they don't have all their eggs in one basket. So what many of our clients often do is leverage 2, 3, or 5 Amazon stores to maximize their sales and cash flow, or while diversifying their risk on the platform. The fourth reason is for increased inventory limits. You see, new stores have lower inventory limits, which means you have to send lots of smaller shipments into Amazon, which increases your cost and decreases your profit margin. And when your products start selling well, you're going to run out of stock a lot faster because you have lower inventory limits. And that stops your sales dead in the water, which is the last thing we want, especially when we're selling well. Versus with an established store, you can send more inventory into Amazon, into FBA, which means you can avoid running out of stock, but also you make more profit margin per unit sold because you're not sending lots of small shipments in. And with inflation and Amazon fees at all-time highs, every bit of profit really helps. And number 5, you can scale up right out of the gate. You see, new stores are restricted on how fast they can grow as they all get put in a probationary period. So if you increase sales too quickly, you can be hit with a velocity review or suspension, which can be devastating for a business. Whereas if you're using an established store, you can hit the ground running and start scaling without the high risk of a velocity review or suspension. And finally, number 6, all new stores are heavily gated, which means you're restricted on what brands and products you can sell. And the problem with that is you can only sell the same products that everybody else is trying to sell. And that means competition's high and profit margins are lower. Whereas if you're selling on an established or aged store, they're often ungated in thousands more brands and categories, which gives you access to literally millions of more products to sell. This means you can make more profit selling products that have less competition on. And providing you run these established stores well, they can dramatically improve your chances of winning long-term on the platform because, number 1, they have faster cash flow cycles. They help you win the buy box more because they often come with thousands of seller feedback and selling history. They help you diversify and reduce your risk across multiple stores. And they help you avoid stockouts and make more profit margin because you've got higher inventory limits. And they're ultimately positioned to help you scale right out of the gate because they've already sold millions of dollars in sales, which can help you hit the ground running in your store. And you can sell higher profit, lower competition products as they're often ungated in thousands and thousands of brands already. And all these things mean it's like trying to win a race in a car that looks like this, giving your business much higher chances of maximizing sales, profit, and success long-term, especially if you're looking to exit one day for a multiple of your profit. So if any of that's interesting, here's our offer. If you give me 21 days, we'll get you selling on an established or aged Amazon store, and if it doesn't perform, you pay nothing and you get to keep the store. And if you're wondering how this works, there's 3 key steps to this, and it's 95% done for you. So step 1 is we'll cherry pick you an established store from our distribution as we evaluate about 300 to 400 stores every single month. And step 2 will transfer the store into your company name legally, as we've transferred over 1,500 Amazon businesses to date. And if you don't have a company set up yet, then we'll hand you our Rolodex of vendors to get your company, your virtual address, your bank, all set up in as little as a few days. Everything you need to get selling. And the facts are that Amazon allow thousands of businesses to be acquired and sold on their platform every year if done right. And we just make sure it's done right every single time. And this is the exact same process as if you was buying an active 7 or 8 figure business with revenue and profits. It's just a lot quicker and easier with us, as your only acquisition is the actual Amazon store itself. And yes, you can have as many Amazon stores as you want, providing you have a valid business reason. So step 3, once we've transferred your store to your company name, we'll deliver the store to you in a safe, secure environment. And this kind of acts like a digital moat around the store to help protect it from any related or linked store suspensions. As you know, Amazon's a very sensitive platform, and one of the biggest problems on Amazon is having your store suspended because it was linked or related to another store by accident. So in summary, my company buys Amazon businesses from owners who are looking to stop selling. This helps these business owners out. Then we sell the store so others can legally acquire the asset, the Amazon store, and then hit the ground running on the platform, leveraging an already established Amazon store that might already have millions in sales history and thousands of seller feedback. So to wrap up here, click this ad now, go and schedule a demo with me or my team. Just make sure you speak to us before you go and launch your new Amazon business, as people often find this is one of the most important conversations they have, because selecting the right vehicle to build your business with is just so critical. So at least get the information first. And this is not a high pressure sales conversation at all, because remember, if our stores don't perform, then you pay nothing. We're going to refund you and you get to keep the store. So we're not incentivized to sell you on something that's not going to be a fit for you. On the call, we'll listen to what you're looking to build and where you're trying to go. Then we'll just advise you on if or how we can help. And if we can't help, we'll just get you pointed in the right direction regardless. Then you can make the decision at the end on kind of what way you'd like to proceed. And we're totally happy either way, whatever you decide. Just make sure you get the information first before you launch, because it's such a critical decision. So click this ad now, go to the next page, schedule a demo with me and my team, and we'll talk to you soon.